Mr. Alessio, also known as my nemesis. Well, welcome.
Thank
and
you.
Let me pin your video so we can all have you in our screen.
Sure.
And you will receive a message beforehand.
Sure.
And the floor is yours.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Can everyone hear me? Good? Yes. My name is Alessio, and I'm a student of Minella Kella, who's a professor in the Bosnian language, and she's also a lot more, a very great person. And she invited me here today to speak a little bit about my experiences as a student, an online student from a filmmaker's perspective. I have a bachelor in film directing, and uh, I was curious about talking. I was curious about talking about this and let you know my point of view, how I learn and how I teach. I've also been teaching a little bit of the Romani language, which is my native language on my father's side. It is very much and has been always an oral language that has been taught from, like, it's been taught with the mouth. We never had any like writing system or anything. So I was thinking about like combining them and talking a little bit about those experiences. So when you are on a film shoot, the most important thing is very clear communication, that everybody understands what you are supposed to do, that the actors have all the information so that nothing goes wrong, and there is no time for you have always such a short and tight schedule, and there's never any time for misunderstandings or mistakes. And this is something I've understood when I also how I am schooled and how I experience my learning, because I'm studying Bosnian with Minella, and I experienced that I have very much need for a clear communication and a very like clear setting to understand everything. And also the importance for me to be able to talk about very concrete things and very abstract things in the same time, because this is what happens during a film shoot, is that you talk about concrete, like here's the manuscript that we're going to follow, but that you can also allow yourself to be kind of abstract, that you can like take a turn there and take a turn there, and try different things, but still stick to the, how can I call it, like skeleton, the base. um, that's very important. And as for I think filmmaking, what is done to me, what it's given me, is that I'm very like logical in one way, like very on point, very there, very um, open-minded, but um, still you must keep this like child inside you. You must be very able to just let go. And I think these um, things would make filmmakers good teachers, to have this like mix of um, how can I call it, like professionalism, or like logical and very like strict, and then still the um, still that like childish mind. And I believe like when I met Minella, I felt like she's a teacher with these qualities, but I felt very much uh, when I've studied in school and in classrooms that it's very much just the logical part, very much just the strict part, and very little the other things. Because maybe some educators, they have a problem of combining these, like this fun and this strict. And in filmmaking you must have both all the time. You must be, everybody must have a good time. It should be fun, but it also has to be done. We have to get the work done. And mm, uh, hmm. And also to think about the audience a lot, like what message, as a filmmaker, you always have to think also about how people will understand you. Because I once had a teacher who said to me, the first day we had a class, he said, "What you see is what you get." Like he explained himself with these words: "What you see is what you get." But I was thinking about it, and I was thinking, yeah, but everybody sees things from different perspectives. So saying that is very much excluding so many people, and maybe just including people who are exactly as yourself. So I was thinking about this, and I was just curious about that in relation to filmmaking, because in filmmaking you can never say what you see is what you get. You have to explain everything so everybody understands, because you work with people from so many different backgrounds, as well as people do as teachers online. You work with people from all over the world, and it's the same in filmmaking. Many actors have to be an actor you have to be a little crazy, according to me, and many actors need a lot of caressing, and you need to be there and here and there, and it's very much being like a nurse and a psychologist and a filmmaker and a teacher at the same time. So I think teachers should try to apply, like, to be a teacher online and to teach. I think you need to work on these qualities as well to get all those things. Yeah. Thank you uh, so much. I hope you understood what I said, that I was not too like up in the clouds.
We are people in the humanities, and I think we certainly did. Does anybody would like to make a question? You can raise your hands using the reactions. I think Alessio has a very interesting point of view and topic from the point of view as a student, and okay, I have a raised hand, certainly, from Professor Minella. Could you please unmute yourself?
Well, I already did. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Andreina's session, and welcome to Alessio's presentation. This was beautiful. It is good to be in this position. I have a question for Alessio, in the sense, since he was explaining from his personal perspective and his personal, he was sharing personal opinion about it. I have a question about it. If he would compare teachers in the classroom and online, what are some advantages and disadvantages? Why it is good to be a teacher in the classroom, and why it is good to be a teacher online? How do you see these things?
Yeah, so I studied Bosnian before I started to study Bosnian with you, Minella. I studied Bosnian in like university for 6 months, and I think during those 6 months we had it was like not every day, but it was like 14 hookups or meetings, and I felt I didn't learn anything because I felt the time wasn't given to me. So I think time played a very big role in online education, that you could you could feel safe, like in your own space, and you can take the time you need for yourself. In a classroom, time is very limited, and there's a lot of people around, and you might get like a little bit disturbed by the others. And I've experienced that online education is like so good for me, because I learned so much in such a short time. And I think, like, if I think about it from a film perspective, that's what I do with my actors too. Like, I mean, the combination could be good, because it's good to come out and meet people. Like on a film set, you need to come out and meet people. But I also have personal meetings with my actors. I take them to the side, and I have 1 hour with one actor, explaining that part to him or her, like, what are you gonna do, and think about this, and I give personal directing to that person. So I think like a combination could maybe be very, very successful. But for me, I need the calmness, and I need the privacy that I get from education in private rooms, like online. But of course, online education doesn't always necessarily have to be just two people, it can be more. But I just feel that people learn more when they're calm and they feel safe and they feel they understand everything. And I think people are less afraid to ask questions online than in real life somehow, because you're more in your own space. Yeah. Did I answer your question?
Okay, thank you so much, Alessio. Good.
Thank you.
Okay.
We can spare one more minute if ever anyone else has another question. No? Wonderful. Well, I think I would like to clap using my reactions. If you would like to, you can use them as well.